Las Vegas, the city built on risk, on big bets, on the idea that fortune favors the bold. But right now, the Las Vegas housing market is sending a set of warning signals that every homeowner, every buyer, and every investor in Southern Nevada needs to hear. Not predictions, not opinions, proof. Real numbers from real data sources that tell a real story about where this market is and where it is heading. Let's start with the proof before we go any further. Warning signal number 1. Home sales in Las Vegas in 2025 hit their lowest annual level since 2007. According to Nevada Real Estate's analysis of Las Vegas Realtors data, approximately 28,498 existing homes sold in the Las Vegas Valley in 2025. That is a nearly 9% decrease from the 31,385 homes sold in 2024. The last time Las Vegas recorded a number that low was 2007, the year right before the Great Recession hit, and the city's housing market entered one of the most catastrophic collapses in American history. Warning signal number 2. Nevada led the entire United States in foreclosure rates in July 2025. According to Adams' July 2025 foreclosure market report, 1 in every 326 housing units in Nevada received a foreclosure filing, the highest rate of any state in the country. And within Nevada, Las Vegas ranked third among all large metro areas in the nation for foreclosure filings, with 1 filing for every 1,914 housing units. Warning signal number 3. Las Vegas unemployment sits at 5.8%, significantly above the national average of 3.9%. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics June 2025 data, the Las Vegas metro area unemployment rate is one of the highest of any major American city, and the private sector actually lost 200 jobs in July 2025 alone, continuing a trend of private sector job losses. Warning signal number 4. Inventory has surged 25% year over year. According to the February 2026 Las Vegas housing market report from Network in Vegas, active listings rose 25.4% year over year, with 190 single-family homes available without offers, up 18.7% from the prior year, and 377 condos and townhomes available, up 25.4%. Warning signal number 5. Tourism is declining. According to 702 Housing's market analysis, visitor numbers and convention traffic in Las Vegas declined in 2025, down 7.6% for the year. And in a city whose entire economic engine runs on tourism and hospitality, a drop in visitors is not an abstract statistic. It is a direct threat to the employment base that supports housing demand. 5 warning signals, each one backed by data, each one pointing in the same direction. In this video, we are going to break down every one of these signals and show you exactly what they mean for homeowners and buyers in Las Vegas right now. Annual home sales hit lowest levels since 2007. Let's start with the number that should stop every Las Vegas homeowner in their tracks. 28,498 homes sold in the Las Vegas Valley in all of 2025. According to Nevada Real Estate's detailed analysis of Las Vegas Realtors data, that figure represents a nearly 9% decline from the 31,385 homes sold in 2024. And it marks the lowest annual sales volume Las Vegas has recorded since 2007. Why does 2007 matter so much? Because 2007 was the year immediately before Las Vegas experienced one of the worst housing collapses in American history. Between 2007 and 2012, Las Vegas home prices fell by more than 60%. Approximately 70,000 housing units were foreclosed upon between 2007 and 2010. According to University of Nevada, Las Vegas research published in academic journals, unemployment in the Las Vegas metro jumped to an unprecedented 15.1% by 2010. Now, is 2025 the same as 2007? The experts say no, and it's important to be honest about that. The structural conditions are different. Homeowner equity levels today are far higher than they were in 2007. Lending standards are stricter. The proportion of adjustable rate mortgages is smaller. Nevada Real Estate's analysts describe 2025's volume decline as a normalization, rather than a warning of imminent crash. But here is what cannot be dismissed. Sales volume is the lifeblood of a housing market. When transaction volume drops to a 17-year low, it tells you that buyers and sellers cannot agree on price. It tells you that financing is limiting who can participate. It tells you that confidence in the market has weakened. And according to the February 2026 data from Magenta Real Estate, in January 2026 alone, only 1,445 homes closed in Las Vegas, an almost 20% drop from December, and about an 8% dip from the prior year. A market where homes aren't selling is a market under stress. The data makes that unmistakably clear. Nevada leads the nation in foreclosures. This is the warning signal that should concern every Las Vegas homeowner the most, because Nevada has been here before, and the consequences last time were devastating. In July 2025, Nevada recorded the highest foreclosure rate of any state in the entire United States, according to Adams' monthly foreclosure market report. 1 in every 326 housing units in Nevada received a foreclosure filing, ahead of Florida, Maryland, and South Carolina, and Las Vegas specifically ranked third among all large American metro areas. Cities with populations over 1,000 for foreclosure filings per housing unit, 1 filing for every 1,914 housing units. The only cities ahead of it were Houston and Jacksonville, Florida, according to the Las Vegas Review-Journal's coverage of the Adam report. Foreclosure filings in Las Vegas reached 36,128 in July 2025, the highest level recorded in 2025. The Unvlied Center for Real Estate, led by Director Sean McCoy, one of the most authoritative voices on Southern Nevada real estate, co-authored a study released alongside the Adam data. The study found that most foreclosure filings are clustered in specific Clark County neighborhoods. McCoy was direct in his assessment of what's driving this. If you don't got a job, you're going to have a hard time paying for your home. Unemployment in Nevada is high. He also pointed to inflation as a core driver. If you look at the average cost of just buying stuff today, 24% higher than it was in 2020. That inflation-driven squeeze on household budgets means that even homeowners who qualified for their mortgages are finding the total cost of homeownership. Mortgage, property taxes, insurance, utilities, food, transportation, harder to sustain. And here is what makes Las Vegas uniquely vulnerable compared to other major American cities, according to Realtor.com senior economist Joel Berner. In his commentary on the Adam data, Florida and Nevada have been hit hardest because both have local economies heavily reliant on tourism. Tourism tends to be volatile, and when economic growth slows as it has this year, that industry is often the first and most painfully impacted. Some homeowners in these states may be losing their jobs and becoming unable to make their mortgage payments. Foreclosures matter for housing values beyond just the homeowners directly affected. When distressed properties hit the market, sold at below market prices to resolve the foreclosure, they drag down the comparable sales data for the entire surrounding neighborhood. Sellers of non-distressed properties in the same zip codes find themselves competing with these lower-priced foreclosure sales when buyers are doing their homework on pricing. This is not theoretical. It is exactly the mechanism that accelerated Las Vegas's collapse between 2007 and 2012. And it is happening again, at elevated levels, in specific Clark County neighborhoods right now. Unemployment, the hidden housing time bomb. The Las Vegas housing market lives and dies by one industry: tourism and hospitality. When the casinos are full, when conventions are packed, when hotel occupancy is high, Las Vegas workers are employed, they're earning, and they can pay their mortgages. When tourism slows, the entire economic ecosystem that supports housing demand begins to fracture. Right now, tourism is slowing. According to 702 Housing's comprehensive 2025-2026 Las Vegas market analysis, visitor numbers and convention traffic declined in 2025, down 7.6% for the year. Hospitality hiring has frozen. Job growth in hotels and service industries has softened significantly. The result shows up in the unemployment data, according to U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics data reported in July 2025. The Las Vegas metro area unemployment rate stood at 5.8%, significantly above the national average of 3.9%. Nevada's seasonally adjusted unemployment rate for July 2025 was 5.4%, nearly 40% higher than the national average. And critically, according to Nevada Real Estate's analysis, the private sector actually lost 200 jobs in July 2025 alone, continuing a trend of private sector job losses. UNV's Sean McCoy was direct about what this means for housing. Just because you qualify for a home doesn't mean it's necessarily affordable. Affordability is more than what you qualify for. What do your saving patterns look like? That question cuts to the heart of Las Vegas's housing vulnerability. In a city where median home prices are around $470,000 and mortgage rates hover near 7%, according to the analysis from Bode Builders, affording a home is, quote, a significant challenge for many Las Vegas residents, especially given the area's high unemployment rate. When employment weakens in a tourism-dependent city, The cascade effect on housing is fast and severe. Fewer employed residents means fewer qualified buyers. Fewer qualified buyers means softer demand. Softer demand means longer days on market. Longer days on market means price reductions. And for homeowners who bought at peak prices with high-rate mortgages and are now facing job uncertainty, the financial stress becomes acute. The unemployment warning signal is not distant risk. It is present reality in Las Vegas right now. Inventory surge, the supply imbalance growing. One of the most reliable early warning signals of a housing market under pressure is inventory growth. When supply is rising and demand is not keeping pace, the balance of power shifts from sellers to buyers. Prices face downward pressure. Days on market extend. Seller concessions multiply. In Las Vegas right now, inventory is surging. According to the February 2026 Las Vegas Housing Market Report, active listings rose 25.4% year over year. There are currently 190 single-family homes available without offers, up 18.7% from the prior year. The condo and townhome segment saw an even larger jump, inventory up 25.4% year over year, with 2,377 units available. According to Magenta Real Estate's February 2026 market analysis, in January 2026 alone, new listings jumped nearly 67% from December, with more than 3,100 homes hitting the market in a single month. Total single-family inventory now stands at 8,498 homes, up roughly 13% year over year. The months of supply figure now sits at approximately 3 months, up from 3 months a year ago according to the same report. What does 3 months of supply mean? Traditionally, 6 months of inventory is considered a balanced market. Below 3 months is a seller's market. Above 6 months is a buyer's market. At 3 months, Las Vegas is sitting in the middle, but trending in the direction of buyer territory. And according to Robert Little Group's October 2025 market update, over 7,500 single-family homes were available in October 2025, up 30% from the prior year, with single-family home sales down about 10% year over year. October's condo and townhome numbers from the same report are particularly striking. There were 380 condo and townhome sales, down 20% from November 2024, and condo and townhome inventory was up 48%. A 20% sales decline combined with a 48% inventory increase in the condo and townhome segment is a significant imbalance. It means there are dramatically more properties available than buyers to purchase them in that segment. That is the textbook condition that drives price reductions and extended listing times. And in a market where the overall price peak for condos and townhomes was $315,000 in October 2024 and December 2025 saw prices fall to $275,000, the condo and townhome correction is not theoretical. It's already happening. The affordability wall? Buyers simply cannot qualify. Even if every other warning signal we've discussed somehow resolved overnight, Las Vegas would still face this one, and it has no quick fix. The affordability wall. At a median single-family home price of approximately $70,000 to $85,000, and mortgage rates hovering around 7%, the monthly payment on a Las Vegas home purchase is simply out of reach for a significant portion of the city's workforce. According to Bode Builder's December 2025 Las Vegas housing analysis, affordability is a significant challenge for many Las Vegas residents. With average house prices at $485,000 and interest rates near 7%, the math is brutal for first-time buyers and working-class residents of a city whose economy is built on hospitality and service industry employment. The February 2026 Network in Vegas market report confirms this dynamic, while it notes that out-of-state relocators, particularly from California, are finding Las Vegas relatively affordable compared to coastal markets. Local Las Vegas buyers face increased competition in entry-level and mid-price segments, particularly from out-of-state buyers with larger down payments or cash proceeds from prior home sales. This creates a two-tier market. Affluent California migrants and cash buyers can still participate. Local Las Vegas workers, the hospitality employees, the service industry workers, the middle-income households, are being systematically priced out of the city they live in, and the data shows it. According to Zillow's forecast reported by Norada Real Estate, Las Vegas home values are projected to decrease 1.2% from June 2025 to June 2026. That projection, a modest decline, reflects the market reality of a buyer pool that is shrinking at the local income level. even as out-of-state migration provides some offsetting demand. When local workers can't afford local homes, the housing market's foundation becomes increasingly dependent on in-migration. And in-migration is not guaranteed. It fluctuates with California's economy, with remote work policies, with national mortgage rates. Any slowdown in that in-migration pipeline exposes the underlying affordability problem in full. The condo and townhome correction is already here. While the single-family home market in Las Vegas is showing stress, one specific segment of the market is already in outright correction territory. And it's a segment that thousands of Las Vegas homeowners are sitting in right now. The condo and townhome market. According to Norada Real Estate's analysis, the all-time high median sale price for Las Vegas condos and townhomes was reached in October 2024 at $315,000. By December 2025, that price had fallen to $275,000. That is a drop of $40,000, a 12.7% decline from the peak in just over 1 year. The Robert Little Group's November 2025 Las Vegas market update put the condo and townhome picture in stark terms. 3D80 sales in November, down 20% from the prior year, inventory up 48%. And as Las Vegas luxury real estate analyst commentary from Lavgas Luxury Residences, Com noted in their 2026 forecast, seller concessions are returning specifically in this segment. Rate buydowns, closing cost credits, repairs. Builders and sellers of condos and townhomes are offering incentives that were unheard of 2 years ago. The fact that incentives are back is itself a signal. You don't offer concessions when demand is strong. You offer them when demand has weakened. And you need to close the gap between your asking price and what buyers are willing to pay. If you own a condo or townhome in Las Vegas, and you're thinking about selling in the next 12 to 24 months, the window of peak value in your segment has already closed. Every month that passes with inventory up 40% and sales down 20% is another month of downward price pressure building in your market. The tourism economy, a foundation with a crack. Las Vegas is unique among American cities. Its housing market does not stand on manufacturing. It does not stand on technology. It does not stand on finance or healthcare. It stands almost entirely on one thing: tourism, gaming, and hospitality. That is both a strength and a profound vulnerability. When the global economy is healthy and consumers are spending on entertainment and travel, Las Vegas thrives. Its unemployment drops. Its tax revenues flow. Its housing market gets the sustained demand it needs to stay healthy. But when tourism weakens, as it did in 2025 with visitor numbers declining 7.6% according to 702 Housing's analysis, the entire economic foundation of the city weakens with it. Jobs disappear faster in Las Vegas than almost anywhere else in America when tourism turns. In the 2008-2010 recession, unemployment in the Las Vegas metro jumped 10 percentage points to 15.1%. That is not an exaggeration. That happened. And it happened specifically because the city's economic monoculture made it uniquely vulnerable when its primary industry contracted. Realtor.com senior economist Joel Berner stated it plainly in his August 2025 commentary on Nevada's foreclosure data. Tourism tends to be volatile, and when economic growth slows as it has this year, that industry is often the first and most painfully impacted. Some homeowners in these states may be losing their jobs and becoming unable to make their mortgage payments. The tourism warning signal is not new, but when it aligns with the other 6 warning signals we've covered today: falling sales volumes, rising foreclosures, elevated unemployment, surging inventory, affordability strain, and condo price corrections, the confluence of pressures creates a market environment that demands serious attention. 7 warning signals, all backed by verifiable data, all pointing to the same conclusion: the Las Vegas housing market is under more stress than the headline numbers reveal. Let's be honest, as we always are on this channel, Las Vegas is not in freefall. The experts are consistent on this. Norada Real Estate's analysts do not forecast a crash. UNVI's Lead Center for Real Estate describes the foreclosure situation as serious but not 2008-level systemic. The median home price for single-family homes, while down from November's peak of $488,995, still sits at approximately $470,000, and the year-over-year decline is measured in single digits. But here's what the data is telling us clearly and honestly. Annual home sales in 2025 were the lowest since 2007. Nevada led the nation in foreclosure rates in July 2025. Las Vegas ranked third among major American cities for foreclosure filings. Unemployment sits at 5.8% against a national average of 3.9%. Tourism declined 7.6% in 2025. Active inventory is up 25% year over year. The condo and townhome segment has already corrected 12.7% from its peak. Zillow projects a 1.2% decline in Las Vegas home values over the next year. And the private sector is shedding jobs. That is not a market in collapse. But it is absolutely a market sending warning signals. And warning signals exist for a reason. They are designed to give you time to act before the situation becomes critical. If you own a home in Las Vegas, here is the most important thing you can do right now. Get a current, neighborhood-specific comparative market analysis from a local agent who knows your specific area and property type. Not the metro average. Your zip code, your property type, your specific competition. Because as Magenta Real Estate's February 2026 analysis put it, in this environment, pricing strategy is no longer flexible, it is critical. The first 2 weeks on market determine outcome. Overpriced homes are sitting. Well-priced homes are still moving. The difference between those two outcomes comes down to information and preparation. Las Vegas has always been a city where fortunes are made and lost on big bets. In 2026, the biggest bet you can make in this housing market is assuming everything will be fine without checking the data. The data is right here. The warning signals are clear. What you do with them is up to you.